a home in the country, in the suburbs, you would probably be using a few smaller barrels, because you would have downspouts at multiple locations around the building. Whereas with city buildings, larger city buildings, you typically have one location where all of that water comes to. So in the city, installing a 1,000 gallon tank, collecting from that one location makes sense. 100 gallons might be the maximum that you would collect off of a roof pitch.
An important thing for homeowners is that with a 50-gallon barrel, you're probably going to empty it and use it up quite often, so it's going to be weightless pretty much. So you want to devise some way to tie it down.
If you're not working in an urban area, you don't have any concerns with how you discharge the water in a home. It would just splash out onto a cement splash pad and drain into the yard. You don't need to think much about how you would discharge the overflow water, unless you wanted to develop a rain garden, which you may.
The outflow, where it flows out, and it's going underneath the platform to a valve over there on the other side.
But the way that you place the rain garden is you look for the lowest point in your yard, excavate that to a depth of a couple of feet, then do a perk test where you kind of look at how is water infiltrating. If you fill that thing up with water, does it drain out fairly quickly, or does it take some time? And then based on that, determine whether you want to dig deeper and put in more stone to help with percolation.
So you want to really encourage vigorous plant growth, especially during the first year of the garden being installed. So in dry times during the first year, I'll water the rain garden pretty heavily so that it encourages deep root growth, which helps a lot with the speed of the water infiltration and with the health of the plants. For them to develop a deep root system helps them survive the dry conditions that they're going to encounter.
You want to use plants that can tolerate wet conditions, flooding conditions, because sometimes there will be standing water in the rain garden, but you also want plants that can withstand dry conditions or drought conditions, because most of the time the rain garden is quite dry. You design the garden so that it will absorb water well. That means water will drain out of it well. And so when it's not raining, it's drained. You may want to develop a rain garden for aesthetic reasons. Plants that flower are nice because pollinators, butterflies, and bees are attracted. A sunny location is preferable because you have a much more broad palette of plants that you can use in the sun than you can in the shade. You know, typically native plants are preferable. They'll require less maintenance.